Street style.
No way.
Just an old catchy love song playing on the radio. And wrapped around the music is the sound of someone promising never to go. No need to bring it back to that never really gone. Just an old fashioned love song. Just an old-fashioned love song, coming down the freeway to the street up on and listen to each other on the right road. No honest love affair with tenderness and got to come to
Just take it a bit. I've waited 40 years to see this young night, and I'll be damned if I won't
David's wants to have a talk.
Let's go, Dave.
I'm going to tell you about this next song that we're going to do. This is one of my favorite songs in the show. It's called Just as Sure as I'm Sitting Here. It's one of my favorites, not one of our best known, but it's one of my favorites, as I say, and I'm going to tell you why. Now, this song might sound like an inconsequential blues groove without much substance to it when you first listen to it. But it's really much more than that. It's a song about what the blues is really about, and what the blues is really about is the indisputable fact that we get some good times in this life. And then again, we get some bad times from time to time. Now, this is useful information for people who might not know that yet. Some people don't know that. Some people don't know that yet. I mean, for instance, maybe you're young enough to think that there ain't gonna be no bad times in your life. And why would there be? You got your plan happening, you got your program working, you got it all together, you know what you're doing. I mean, you got this. What could go wrong? Right? But then again, on the other hand, because there's always the other hand, see, maybe you're old enough to think that there ain't gonna be no more good times in your life. Is that possible? Come on. Maybe you look like me when you get out of bed in the morning, the first word out of your mouth is, ow. Ooh, I get tired of saying it. I say it all day long.
We've been there.
And make it into the bathroom like a newborn giraffe, right? Just wobbling and creaky old this. But you know, at this point in the introduction, what I used to do was go on to elaborate at length on the vicissitudes of being 75, which is what I am. I can tell you all about it. I can talk about my knees. Want to hear about my knees? Either hip, take your choice, right or left. They're both bad. My back, oh yeah, I can talk about it.
Same for the other girl.
But instead of doing that, I'm going to tell you a story about something that happened a very long time ago. I used to play with a blind keyboard player by the name of Dwayne Smith. Now, Dwayne was blind from birth, but he was only blind in the sense that he couldn't see with his eyes. Dwayne saw with his whole body. He could walk up to a wall and tell you when he was 2 feet from it because the air pressure changed as the air flowed up and down the wall. He could walk down a hall and tell you where the doors were and whether they were open or closed. He could walk into a room and snap his fingers and tell you whether the room was large or small, whether the seating was high or low. He was remarkable. He heard things that you didn't hear until he told you about them. You know what I mean? It wasn't that he could hear better than you. He just listened. And anyway, one day, Dwayne and Maurice and I were sitting in the lounge of the Riviera Hotel in Las Vegas, which isn't even there anymore. That shows you how long ago it was. And this was back before the days when smoking was frowned upon the way it is in public today. And in that lounge, people were smoking. And I mean, they were smoking. It looked like it was on fire in there. Paul's microphone stand, you wouldn't have been able to see for the smoke. It was just billowing in clouds, and it was terrible. And at some point, I decided that I needed to complain about that. So I did. I said, God damn, this is bad. I'm not kidding, man. This shit hurts. My eyes feel like a couple of scratched up ping pong balls right now. Well, Dwayne turned his face to me and stared at me through that impenetrable wall of a few shades. And he said 3 words. Are they working? Yeah.
What'd you say?
Yeah, Dwayne. Yeah, they're working.
Right, go ahead. That's what I was saying.
And Dwayne lifted up his shades and showed me what was supposed to have been his eyes. They vaguely resembled eyes, but they weren't. They were walls, and Dwayne was behind them. And he let me take that in for a few seconds, then he dropped his shades back down on his nose and said, as if to say, want to talk about scratchy eyes? I got your scratchy eyes. And he was right, wasn't he? Sure was. Of course he was. He was right as rain. What in the world was I thinking of? Complaining about scratchy eyes when I was sitting across the table from a blind man. And that's just one of the more egregious examples of something that I do way too much of. Complaining about small things, small aches and pains. The pain, oh dear, I mean.
That's us.
There are people in this world, millions of people all over this world, who would trade their pain for mine without a moment's hesitation or a second thought. Right? You all know that. Well, so when I sing this song now, when we sing this song now, I don't think about vicissitudes anymore. I don't dwell on aches and pains, things like that. I think about the fact that life is short. Maybe we better enjoy it while we got it and quit being ungrateful all the time. That's what I think about. If we can, I think there's something big in it for all of us. In fact, I'm pretty sure of it. In fact, I'm just as sure as I'm sitting here.
Thank you, brother, for that.
So here we go. All right. We get down. Sure, I'm sitting here.
Well, Three Dog Night started in 1968, so we missed our 50th anniversary. Was that because of COVID? I don't know.
We're just getting started. We're just getting started.
I love you!
Virus. What am I? Weird person. Anyway, we were lucky enough because of all of you guys, all of your support. We had 21 top 40 hits consecutively in a row. We used to get nailed by the critics after the first couple of years. Some of you that are old enough, well, the record stores, you go into the record store, they'd have bins, and they would put every category of music in there. They would lump you into easy listening, rock, Christian, country, then it was country and western. And it's throwing up. There was you. What was on the menu? Anyway, our desire, the critics would say, well, who are these guys? Are they heavy metal? Are they rock? We jumped all over the place. We were on, and our whole philosophy was, let's just find and do songs that we just love. And we're just going to follow the music, serve the song. So we ended up being on the easy listening charts, the pop charts, the rock and roll charts, the country charts, #1 on the R&B charts. We were all over the place. And we actually went over to London, England, recorded at the Abbey Road Studios, where the Beatles recorded, and we recorded with the London Symphony Orchestra. So we did on the classical charts. So the reason I'm kind of telling you this is our group, very democratic.
Are you bragging?
After the first album, we would, Richie Popper, Bill Cooper, they had the studio. Richie Popper, our producer, Bill Cooper, the engineer. They had a studio in San Fernando Valley in Los Angeles, and it's just this little studio that had that one time was a Chinese restaurant. So we went and recorded. They had just finished recording "Born to Be Wild," so it was a pretty good, funky Chinese restaurant. And it was set up. What we do, we're going to start an album. The guys would, Richie, Bill, and the band would all sit in the console room, and whoever had a song they would present to go on the album would come into the studio and present the song. So I came in, as I mentioned, all the different genres of music we did. I came in with a song, it was kind of a rock and roll song, but it had a very bizarre chorus, everybody thought. So everybody went, okay, let's do it. Went to the record company and they said, all right, let's try it. So we're going to do it for you right now. So you can tell me if you think it's a little crazy, this chorus. hope you guys can bring us back an encore. You want us to just stay here and listen to music? All right, we like that too. Well, one of these is going to start this. Well, we'd like to announce we have a new album that we have finished. Our first new album since, complete album since the late 70s. So we're really proud of it. And it's really tough because of all our luck and because of you guys supporting us to come out with an album. The songs better be pretty good or we're in trouble. So it's called The Road Ahead. And it'll be out this summer. And we're going to do one song from the album. And the song is just like all our music. It's all over the place in a good way, I think. And we have never, ever done a song like this presented live like that. Anyway, this song is called Prayer of the Children. And it's about all the kids around the world from the last 4,000 years that all banged up, all the innocent children, and it's just horrible. This was all done, this song was done before the whole Eastern European thing happened, so we didn't jump on some bandwagon. This has just been for centuries, this has happened to the kids. This song, once again, is called Prayer of the Children. It goes like this. Can you hear the prayer of the children on bended knees in the shadow of an unknown room? Empty eyes with no more tears to cry, turning heavenward toward the light. Will someone help me to see the morning light of one more day? But if I should die before I wake, I pray my soul to take. Can you feel the hearts of the children aching for home?
Thank you, Lord.
For something of their very own, reaching hands with nothing to hold on to, but hope for a better day.
Come on.
A better day. Will someone help me to feel the love again in my own land? But if unknown roads lead away from home, give me loving arms away from harm. Can you hear the voice of the children softly pleading for silence in a shattered world? Angry girls send a message full of hate, blood of the innocent on there. Will someone help me to feel the sun again upon my face? For when darkness clears and someone's
Thank you.